In the middle here, it's gonna read 13.2. I don't know if you, hopefully I'm getting it on camera. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Travis Does Firewood. It is brisk today in the Pacific Northwest. I think we woke up to it being 30 degrees. I think the wood stove was on early this morning. I tried to make sure the house is cozy for my family. Today I had an idea involving moisture meters, so let's get on it. So I think I've mentioned a few times when I'm using a moisture meter on wood and to make sure that it's dry enough, I test the outside, and I mentioned I believe in my videos that it was if it's like 18% on the outside, then it's going to be like 2% less. No, vice versa. If it's like 17 on the outside, then it's going to be like 2% more on the inside if I don't split it. So that was just a guesstimate, but I want to today to see if that theory holds true. I mean, yes, there's a lot of factors when it comes to wood being seasoned or not, how fast it dries, air, wind, sun, shelter, non-sheltered, etc. However you do it, but to check on the outside, is that a good a guesstimate of what it is on the inside. Now we can all take the time to split open a few chunks, a few pieces of wood to confirm, but that's extra time. But when you're on the go, when you have an order to fulfill of wood for a customer, you want to spend the extra 5-10 minutes to split a few pieces, check on the inside, make sure that it's dry enough. Whereas to take out your moisture meter, one of these bad boys, and check the outside, and then feel confident that doing that test was good enough for the entire pieces of wood that you're going to be hopefully using for your order. So without further ado, we're going to start to pick out a few pieces and do that test right now. But before I do that, I want to just to show you so this is fur I got over the summer, and there's I don't know if you can tell, but there's a hue of gray that it was definitely kissed slightly by the sun this past summer, and it's not a great stack job, but isn't that hue of gray just beautiful on firewood? That's when you know it is on its way to be seasoned, and that's a good feeling, having wood be dry enough to burn for your own personal use or sell to your customers, especially when you claim that you're selling seasoned firewood, and it is seasoned, but there's a lot of people out there like, yeah, it's seasoned, and they test it and it's like at like 25%. That's not seasoned, folk. That's still wet wood, that's still burnable, but you're not getting all the BTUs, all the warmth out of that wood that you spend so much time splitting, stacking, and selling. I mean, you want to make sure that you're selling wood that is a good quality to your customers, so they come back to you, and so you don't get an angry phone call or message saying, you a-hole, you sent me a crappy wood. Like, you don't want to anger customers. You want them to come back, because it's easier to retain old customers than it is to gain new ones. It's easier, faster, less headache for you. Anyway, I digress. That's gorgeous. So when I split this fur, I split it larger than I would normally split, like for bundle wood, right? So it's not smaller pieces, it's bigger pieces, because I tend to split smaller pieces for my bundles because I sell more bundles than I do racks. This is rack size wood. That's bigger wood for people who want bigger pieces for their wood stove, as opposed to the campfire bundle for whatever wood stove, fireplace, the smaller pieces. So most of this whole section is rack wood, and that was on purpose. So these are bigger pieces. So first off, we're gonna pick out 3. We're gonna test the outside in several places of 3, get an average reading on the moisture meter, and then we're gonna go over to the Champion, fire that bad boy up. It gets blood running, because it's good to warm up engines, especially because they're outside and now cold. So we're going to warm that up. Not that I can split it with an axe. I can. I like to warm up the engines on my small gas engines once in a while when it's cold in the fall winter time, as well as when I split these pieces with an axe, it just shoots everywhere. I want to make sure that I know where the inside pieces are, like with a puzzle, where it's easier to know where I split and the two come together and match is where we're going to be testing, right? I want to use the splitter because then it's easier to find where they went together. So yeah, so we're gonna pick this piece right here, turn on this is just a called General, the make is General, the model is MMD4E. This is just on Amazon. It's probably like 20-25 bucks. I do have Harbor Freight one as well. I can't find. It's good. I did a short on this. It's good for us woodhounds or firewood folks for Christmas, for a stocking stuff for anyone who was questioning what to get you for Christmas. Have them just go on Amazon or Harbor Freight, or I don't know where else you would buy, the hardware store. Have them buy you and gift you a moisture meter. It's good to have more than one around. It's good to compare which how one is comparing number wise to the other ones to get like an average reading. It's good to have one in your truck, one in your trailer, one in your garage, one in your shed, one next to your splitter, who knows, whatever. So to have more than one is a good thing. So gift idea. Anyway, so let's go back to this. So we're gonna jab it in here. This is 15.9 was on the outside. In the middle here, it's gonna read 13.2. I don't know if hopefully I'm getting it on camera. And then right in there, 13.9. So that's that piece. So like between 15 and 13. Okay, for this piece. So let's set that aside. Put it this way. Now we're gonna do another big one. This piece here. Let's see, read this. Oh, another thing about this, I jammed this in a few hard pieces. I don't know if you can tell, but those prongs are bent. Like bent to my right, your left. No, sorry, vice versa. My left, your right. And then even the very, very tips. I don't know if you can see that, but like the very, very tips are like curled in. So I used it too many times in hardwood, and I think this comes with replaceable tips. I don't know where I put them because they're like, those are super small and you can take them off, but I don't know where I put them to replace it. So I might as well just buy another one. I don't know if these are bent, does that impact the reading? I don't know. If you know, you let me know in the comments. So get this where I can test it. So let's go with this side. Wow, why am I struggling with this? So we have what, 15.2. Do the middle ish, 14.4. And on this side, stab it. And we got, I think it's 13 something. There, okay, so that's another one. And then let's pick one, this one here. This feels kind of moist on the outside. So pick here, this end, 14.3, in the middle, 14, so 13.9, and on the other end, 14.5. All right, so wood, these three pieces here we tested, they're about between 13 and 15 on the outside. So in theory, the outside would be less than a number on the inside, which is what I'm testing my theory. So before, to recap, this is my test. My hypothesis is whatever number I test on the outside, adding 2% to that, and that would be my reading on the inside. So that's what we're gonna test right now. So let's go fire up the Champion and let's get the splitting. morning is done. It's a quick warm-up for the champion. It's a little bit, so I guess that was good. I just wanted to point out that sometimes you see me when I'm filming and I have my headphones and I do this and then I blow in them and check. It's because I store my headphones usually outside with my equipment, and sometimes like I found bugs in here. I don't want bugs in my headphones. I don't want bugs in my ears. So if you're wondering like why I do that, that's why. I think that's good practice anyway. So I split these each 3 pieces down the middle, so we have a good test of what's inside. So again, I believe the average was between 13 and 15% on the outside. So let's check out the inside of these pieces. These split quite nicely. So that's the inside of that one. Take off the bark. And this one in the very middle, see here, that's reading 13.1 there. Let's go over here. That's reading 11 something. And that's 13. 13, what was it? 13.4. So that's less than what we had before. This is the other middle. Let's go 10, 7. Come on, get in there. Almost 12. Other side. Let's go almost 12 again to there. So that's the first piece. So first piece less than what we got on the middle, or the on the outside average for the other pieces. Let's go with the second piece here, and that's reading 13.3. I'm trying to get it in the prongs as deep as possible, and that's 13 even. 13.4. Okay. 14.4. 13.2. 12.8 or 7. The last piece. So again, we're getting good numbers. Obviously, this is seasoned wood, which I'm surprised and excited for. Now I can tap into that for my firewood stand. But so far the numbers are less than what we had on the outside. Maybe because it's with the moisture this morning on the outside that I'm measuring. I don't know. I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy trying to spread my opinion, my knowledge, experience with this adventure of firewood. I'm by no means an expert. I did definitely no means, and I'm not an expert in terms of chainsaws. Like, if you want a person who knows chainsaws, go to Buck and Billy Ray's channel. I mean, he's a genius. He lives like a few hours north of me, and then he knows his stuff: chainsaws, fuel, sharpening, gullets, rakers, all that stuff. If you want chainsaws, do that. But I'm just a guy, so you take it for what it's worth. For me at least. This is gonna read 11.6. Let's go in the middle. 12, almost 12. And that's 12.8. Okay, last half piece. Let's go on the end. Stick it in. That's 11.2. 11.8. Come on. 11, 12, 3. Just a little update here in the yard. I had this extension piece here that I have cedars split up, and behind it I have cookies, and so I wanted to get that covered because it's not. So I took some scrap wood, as I always do, and build up it's vertical, so definitely not plumb, but, and the roof is as right now some scrap plywood up here, kind of pieced together. Oh, sorry, there we go. Kind of see that, and that won't be bare. It will just be the frame. Then I'll put like a tarp or some other like roofing material on it. I was gonna try to use these cut pieces from when I made that roof there, but they with the curvature here, it wasn't really working out. So I don't know what to do we'll do with these bladder pieces here. If you have any ideas, let me know. The maple that we cut a few episodes ago, I built this shelter here. Definitely not pretty, but functional. Again, I only have one row and one row. In the middle is a gap with some cookies there. So that's done. And then I took some old tin roofing, put that on top. So that's more or less full. I need to keep to have it extended. This piece here probably go out to the leaves ish, because I do have the balance of the maple here to stack from that that load that we got. That was I believe that was tree service wood. Was that from Paul, right? It was that yellow cedar, and then this maple. So I need to get this up off the ground and stacked. So looking pretty, and ready to be seasoned for next winter. I mean, that's, I guess, the only update. Oh, I guess what I'm burning currently is still this stack of cookies. Now the back side was definitely cookies, but the front side here was some of that same fir that we just I believe the same fir that we just measured, but it's ugly cousins and brothers. These are the shorter pieces, so they're like 8 inches, 5 inches to like 12 or 10. So, I mean, they're definitely not 16. So a customer that I delivered in a CB tote of fir cookies a few weeks ago reached out to me, wondering if I had any more wood. I said yes. So I have this cage here that was in the same location where I'm stacked the maple to get it out of the way. So that's here, and this is good to go, but it's not a full cage. So what I'll probably end up doing is filling up, that's the cage with the opening that's cut open, put that in my truck, load this cage into the cage in my truck, and then what is left over, I'll put what in the cookie bin there in this bin, and that will be the load. So that would be $90 for the cage, and then delivery fee, I believe it was, I think I charged her like $10-20 for delivery. I forget what it was. Yeah, so that's it's getting colder. The cookie bin seems to be working good as firewood. It's not too much time and effort to bring in those smaller pieces. They're definitely not uniform, which sucks, but it's not that big of a hardship. And I feel that burning cookies and ugly pieces first or in your wood stove is a good idea. Like, sell the ugly stuff, sell the crappy wood that you have available, so they're not taking up space. Sell the good wood, sell the wood that looks good, sell the wood that is straight, sell the wood that is at 16 inches to your customers. Obviously it's gonna be, hope it be seasoned, right? Seasoned, make sure that you test it, but that's where to go. Burn the crap, sell the good. There you go. So I'm talking too much, but let's do a recap. So my hypothesis of testing the outside at X percentage, and that would be in theory add 2% to that X percentage, and you have what's on the inside. Now, it's not disproven. We definitely got some low numbers, lower than the outside, of those 3 pieces that we tested initially of that fir that was sun-kissed by the sun and was turning gray, which is awesome again. So what do we conclude from this experiment? Well, obviously it's only one experiment. It's only 3 pieces of wood, one type of wood, and I think I'm going to use it as a guide, kind of like a rough estimate still, but it was good to test to see if that even made sense to even do that. So I'm not saying you should also use that same kind of rule of thumb in your wood yard. I would test it yourself. You let me know if that either makes sense in terms of a theory or a hypothesis as a scientific experiment, or if you have time, use your moisture meter, use your splitter, your axe, and split open a few pieces and check it. If you measure the outside versus the inside, how much of a difference is there? I think that there should be a difference, and if it is, where average is that percentage lie in the spectrum, and does that change over species? Fir versus maple, or cedar versus the hemlock. I mean, it may change in terms of what's on the outside, what's on the inside. So I'm glad that fir, that we confirmed that fir is good to go, dry enough to sell. That's awesome. So yeah, let me know what you think down in the comments. But I think I'm gonna still be using that rule of thumb, measuring the outside and adding 2% to that as a maximum of what's on the inside, as a quick measurement, so I know if the wood that I have available right in front of me is good to go, either to burn in my own wood stove or to sell to customers. So thank you again for tuning in. I appreciate all my older subs and my newer subs. Welcome to the channel. I appreciate it. I'm really hoping to get 500 by the end of the year. If you tell your friends about the channel, this is the only time I'm going to plug myself, I hope, but I really want to get to 500 by the end of the year. So I'm almost there. I think I need like 23 more ish subs to get to 500. So thank you all who are chiming in to watch this, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.